Hello, Emily the Mystic fam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for your November energy forecast. We are here and it is time for another month here in 2023. I know a lot of you went through a lot during the month of October. I am filming this at the end of October and have been hearing from a lot of you in my audience that you have been having a tough time this month, and I know we are going through a lot as a collective, to put it lightly. So wherever you are in the world, whatever you are going through, my heart goes out to you, especially if you did have a really tough and challenging month. And we're going to see some shifts in November. So your struggles, your challenges may not be over as of October 31st. But know that there will be some helpful energy during the month of November that will help you navigate what's to come for you with hopefully more ease and grace. So as always, I'm excited to get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I am an Akashic Records channeler and a spiritual mentor for intuitive and empathic people. And I do these monthly energy forecasts to give you an idea and a good gauge of what to expect during the month ahead. My October forecast was super spot on, so you may want to go back and re-listen to that just to kind of revisit where you've been throughout the course of the month. I channel all of these energy updates through the collective Akashic Records and work with my team of guides to discern what information is most helpful for you, my audience, people who are living and leading a spiritual lifestyle. And as always, with channeled information, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. I will not be offended if you choose to leave behind some of the messages from here, but I think you will find them to be very helpful. So let's get into it. So finally, eclipse season is over. The tides have shifted. We have just a good old regular new moon and full moon this month. And I know a lot of you, the eclipses in October created some big waves for you, created some potential big changes in your life, brought up a lot of emotions, perhaps even brought up things from the past that you had wanted to forget about or thought that you had put behind you or shoved to the back corner of your mind, and the eclipses were like, nope, we got to deal with it now. So if you had a particularly rough eclipse season, I do want to say that you are not alone. Of course, we're all going to feel these different energies differently, depending on our own unique energy frequency and our own birth charts and how the planetary structures and energies land and align with us individually based on our own birth charts and our own unique soul design. So again, maybe eclipse season was really challenging for you. Maybe it was just kind of, maybe you moved through it with ease and grace. I hope you did. But it's over. And now we can look ahead to a new month and some new things, some new energy. And I was fighting with my spirit guides as I was channeling this because this is what they wanted me to say. And I told them, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say it anyway because I find it very interesting and very funny. But they wanted me to say this exact phrase, which is eclipse season is over, but the work has just begun. And I told them, I was like, no, I'm not telling them that. That's that's so heavy. These people have been through a lot this month and they're going to want some hope. They're going to want some inspiration. So I negotiated with them and we landed on the phrase, eclipse season is over, but change has just begun. And I feel like that's very fitting for this month because this is a month of really integrating the shifts, the awarenesses, the insights, the things that you let go of during the month of October, and really sitting with them, letting them simmer, and then figuring out, discerning what your next steps are and where you want to go next, what the future looks like for you. So this is a month of integration again. And it's an opportunity to really let all of those lessons that you learned during the month of October to sink in. The guides were using the metaphor of a big pot of something that you would cook on the stove for hours or cook in a crock pot, something that you are a big meal that you're cooking, that you're letting sit and simmer for hours and hours and hours, and your home just gets filled with those delicious, wonderful spices and smells from that meal that you're cooking as it cooks all day. That's sort of the energy of this month. It's sort of letting those, again, eclipse insights, awarenesses, shifts and changes, things you've noticed about yourself, things you've learned, lessons you've been through, letting all of that kind of simmer within you. And by the end of the month, cook into a full meal, cook into something really delightful, perhaps something that you're harvesting or some rewards that you are reaping towards the end of the month. So this month is letting everything integrate, letting it simmer, letting it kind of sit within you, and letting all of those changes that you've made start to being consistent with some of the changes that you've made and starting to see results from them. So it is a month of consistency. Perhaps you got insights or awarenesses during eclipse season about your health, for example, and you're like, this is the month where I'm going to make changes to my exercise and I'm going to start going to the gym 3 days a week and I'm going to change my diet. Maybe this is the month where you actually really decide that you're going to be consistent with that routine and you really stick with it. Or maybe you had some awareness, maybe you're an entrepreneur and you had some awarenesses about your business during eclipse season, and this is the month where you're going to let those projects really simmer and those ideas really bake into something wonderful and delicious that maybe you're going to be launching to the world this month, or you're going to be sharing with your audience by the end of November for the holiday season. So this is that integration theme, just letting it all kind of settle. And then really embodying it. Because we can't just come to an awareness and not do anything with it. If we push it aside, then it's not going to help us. We actually have to take action on things that we know we need to create or do so that we can actually, again, walk our talk, embody things. We're not just talking the talk, right? And talking about the things that we want to do, but we're actually walking the walk. We're actually doing the things that we say we want to do. So this is a month that's going to help and be very supportive for all of that. So if you're feeling pressured from eclipse season, okay, well, 2 messages about that. Okay, a couple of different things. So if you're feeling pressured from eclipse season to take immediate action and bang, 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 make these changes right away, there are some things, yes, you may need to take action on very quickly, but there are some other things that you may need to let simmer and sit with you for a little bit until they're actually baked and ready to share with the world. Now, a note on pressure and the energy of pressure. So that was another big theme that was coming up for the collective this month. And I feel like this is more of a worldly collective theme than necessarily you might feel in your own life, although you could be feeling it too. But what the guides have been sharing with me is the intensity of what's happening in the world is going to go up. I hate to say that. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm not predicting events by any means or making wild, outrageous claims about what could happen this month. However, I do want to say that discontent and sort of that high pressure, high intensity energy, we're definitely going to feel it at the collective level. Things are going to get louder. Again, the calls for justice, cries for peace are going to get louder. Just because eclipse season is over, again, doesn't mean that some of the events happening in the world are going to cease or stop, right? So you're going to also need to take care of yourself this month. You're really going to need to watch your mental health and be discerning about what you plug into, what you watch on TV, how often you spend on social media, who you spend time with. Are you spending time with people that are really in the heaviness of everything going on? And maybe that's making you feel worse or really creating some challenge for you in your own life. So there could be a little bit of a chaotic vibe to this month. And again, I'm feeling like that's more of a collective thing than a personal thing. But just bear in mind that if things intensify this month, it's only going to increase your need to focus on you and to take care of you and to shine your own light even more, right? So if you haven't watched my Galactic Guidance video part 1, Channeled Messages from the Arcturians for Challenging Times, and make sure you watch that because I get into this sort of thing in much more detail, and there are a lot of great channeled messages in there from the Arcturians that you definitely need to hear if you've been feeling the collective much more intensely. And if you're an empath, I mean, it's a really good practice before you go to sleep at night or first thing when you wake up to ask your spirit guide team for help with shifting your energy and letting go of anything that's not yours. Especially if you're waking up with a random ache or pain, or you get a migraine out of nowhere and you don't normally get migraines, or you've got a weird physical thing going on out of nowhere, ask, body, is this mine or is this someone else's? And if your body tells you that it's someone else's, then set the intention to let it go and ask your spirit guides for help with letting it go. So you don't have to hold on to the collective heaviness. You don't have to, okay? My empaths out there, it's okay to push it away, to be in your own energetic bubble, all right? So you may need to do that this month. So just be aware of that intensity. Again, another cooking reference that the guides were making. Things could feel a little bit like a pressure cooker this month, where the pot really comes to a boil. Things really come to a head. They really increase in intensity. So again, be mindful of that and be really present and aware of what's going on in your own life and how you feel. Now, because it is November, we are in the midst of Scorpio season. We will be in Scorpio season for most of the month, and then we'll transition into Sagittarius season for the rest of, well, not the rest of this year, but for most of the rest of this year, and then we'll move on to Capricorn season. But for the majority of November, being in Scorpio season, Scorpio is a sign of mystery, secrecy, depth, diving into the depth of your shadows, really opening those dark corners and closets of your subconscious mind. So it's a great time to embark on a shadow work journey. It's a great time to be doing your inner work. The summer season, the summer months, maybe not the best time for shadow work, right? Because you're likely going to want to be more social and out and about with people. But November, especially heading into the holiday season when you know you're going to be surrounded by family members and friends who could trigger you, November is a great time to do the inner work so that you can help neutralize your triggers and you can feel a heck of a lot better by the time you're at a big family table for Thanksgiving. If you're in the United States, by the way, maybe you live somewhere else in the world, but maybe you celebrate other holidays and there are a lot of family meals this month and December. And so doing your shadow work can help you navigate that a lot better. So it's a really great time to go inwards, to be in hermit mode, to dive into those darker parts of yourself, some of the things maybe you've been pushing away or avoiding, the shadowier aspects of you. It's a great time to meet those parts of you with love, to ask them for what they need, to ask them for how you can support them, and for really leaning into that in that personal journey. Great time to see a therapist, work with a coach or mentor like myself, and really do that deep inner work. It's a great time to take a weekend away and go work on a secret project. It's a great time to have those challenging relationship conversations and to really open up and be vulnerable with the people that you love. It's a really great time to take action on a secret desire that you're passionate about. So remember that Scorpio season is kind of going to create that energetic layer underneath everything that you may be going through this month. Now, the guides were mentioning at the beginning of this that eclipse season is over and change has just begun. So for many of you, you're going to be going through a lot of change this month, transitioning into something new. The guides were sharing with me that some of you may finally experience big breakthroughs in your life. And finally, if you watched my October video, I talked a lot about how the theme was finding freedom and letting go of the things that make you feel trapped. So for some of you who have been feeling trapped, you're finally going to get a sense of release this month, and you're going to feel like you have the courage to put all of that behind you, to let go of what's been making you feel stuck and trapped, and to launch into something new, to finally move into this next phase of your life. Finally move into the next stage, the next new thing, take the leap into the unknown, which is going to feel like a welcome relief for a lot of you. So if you've been waiting for that change, it is around the corner. So that is a good thing. And a lot of it is because the guides are saying that, don't take this too personally, but they were saying that a lot of you were sitting in resistance during the month of October. I know, for me, I definitely was with some things in my own life. And when you're sitting in resistance, you are negatively anticipating, worrying about what would happen if you actually do the things that you say that you want to do, and you have fear, you're fearing failure, you're fearing like things could go wrong, or that things could end badly for you, or that you're going to get rejected, or someone's going to tell you that you're not good enough. So you've got all of this sort of like internal pressure and resistance, and you're just like, I'm not going to do it because you have all these excuses that come up, right? So if you were sitting in your resistance and excuses in October, this month, you're finally going to come to the awareness where you're like, you know what? I'm tired of my own shit. Like, I'm done with this. I'm done with feeling this way. I'm done with keeping myself up at night worrying about this thing that's going on for me. And I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take the leap. I'm just going to do the work. I'm going to finally tackle that project that I've been wanting to do forever. I'm finally going to start the business, or finally going to get on the dating apps, or whatever the thing is that you've been sitting in resistance around. November, you're finally going to feel a door opening for you. And it is an internal door. It is a release of your own resistance, right? And realizing, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Or, my God, why did I wait so long to do this? It's actually like, I'm so glad I finally did it. My only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. That's kind of the vibe. And once you get there and you're in it, you're going to be so relieved. You're just going to be like, whew, pressure cooker off. You're getting it done. You're figuring it out. That's where you're going to be towards the end of the month. So your resistance may reach a fever pitch at the beginning of the month, and then you're going to have a shift. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to have a dream, or you're going to get a message from someone, and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of getting in my own way. I'm just going to show up for myself and actually do this thing that I know I need to do. Whatever that is for you. And you'll realize it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. And maybe it actually turns out to be amazing and gets you out of your comfort zone and, wow, changes your life. So I really hope that for you. It's going to be okay. You're going to get through it. Another message for November is cultivating safety. And I feel like, again, for a lot of you who were sitting in resistance in October, again, you're making those changes in November. Cultivating safety in your life is going to help you with those changes, because when we're operating from a balanced and relaxed nervous system and not from a stressed, wired, over intensified nervous system, we're going to be able to navigate those changes without as much stress as we may have in the past. So, leaning into cultivating safety. Now, this does not mean taking the safe route. This does not mean doing the things that make you feel comfortable and ignoring the things that would get you out of your comfort zone. But this does mean returning to things that make you feel safe, cultivating safety in the body, right? We can tackle things outside of our comfort zone all day long if we feel safe in our body. So for you, that may be creating a more positive relationship with your body, maybe taking on some health habits or changes that make your body feel good so that you have more energy, you feel more inspired. I know for me, I have gotten into a habit where I do 10 to 15 minutes of breath work every morning, and it has changed my life. And I'm never going to stop doing breath work, okay? It is amazing. And that has really helped me cultivate safety in my body. And some other examples of that are being with the people that make you feel safe and letting them support you with the changes that you're making and not holding back from talking about how you're feeling. So finding safety, finding that nervous system co-regulation with people that you really trust and leaning on them for support and guidance and letting them take care of you, letting them hear you when you need to talk out something that you're trying to figure out, or you're making some of these changes that we've talked about so far. And maybe finding safety, maybe that's finding safety in your finances. Maybe that is like finally taking the steps to have a more balanced budget, pay off your debt, save for your retirement if that's a goal of yours. So cultivating safety with money could be another theme that comes up for you this month. But it's again, safety, safety, safety. There's no fear here. I'm not saying there are things that are going to happen that are going to take you out of safety and you're going to need to get back into safety. No, I'm saying what will be supportive for you and what will help you feel better is if you really focus on what containers can what containers can I create for myself? What boundaries can I set this month? What ways can I nourish my body and take care of myself that make me feel safe and supported so I can show up tomorrow and I can do the freaking hard thing and not be afraid of it and not have resistance towards it and be successful at it or not successful and be okay with how whatever the result is, whatever the outcome is. I hope that makes sense. So finding ways to cultivate that safety is going to make it easier to show up for the hard stuff, and it's going to make it easier for you to navigate the change that could be coming in your life. So you don't get so thrown off center. It's a message of regrounding, rebalancing, coming back to your center. And finally, reminder that we have 11/11 this month, one of my favorite days of the whole year. We also have 11/22, another powerful portal day. And classically, traditionally, spiritually, 11/11, a master number, is an opportunity for manifestation. And I'm not just saying this because we've got 11/11 this month, but because the spirit guides were telling me that there is good news happening this month. I was like, give me the good news. What is the good news that we can look forward to this month, right? And they were saying that there is an energy of reaping your rewards, things coming into fruition, things coming full circle, cultivating abundance, okay? For those of you who have been staying focused, doing your thing, you're doing all the things I've told you throughout the course of this video. You're doing the hard stuff. You're navigating the things that make you feel uncomfortable. You're also cultivating safety. All of these things. You're, healing your shadows, and you're just showing up for you. Regardless of what I've said, you're also showing up for you in a way that you know you need to show up to be in your highest vibration. You are going to be rewarded this month. It's like a very 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups energy, like coming to completion, coming to the end of the cycle, and really harvesting those rewards, which is exciting. So you will feel a sense of fulfillment this month by the end of the month, a sense of completion, a sense of like, wow, I feel really good about this because you've done the hard things and you've worked through your resistance and you've met your shadows. And by the end of the month, you're going to be like, hell yeah, I've manifested some cool things. Like, hell yeah, I'm so excited for the holidays because I've got all this cool stuff going on and I'm ready to go for January 1st because I already have a vision of what I'm going to be creating in the new year. It doesn't have to, of course, doesn't need to be a full blown on plan, but at least looking forward towards the end of the year, moving into next year, and having an idea of where you're going and letting the universe support you in that, and also knowing that some of the manifestations you've been working on will be coming down the pipeline for you. So 11/11, 11/22, I mean, really the entire month of November, I would say, but especially around those days, is going to be an awesome opportunity to get clear on your manifestations for 2024 and beyond. So the big things, your overall vision, maybe even the little things. Maybe you've been manifesting a big vision for yourself for a while. You're like, I know what I want in 2024. And also there are some other things that are new, that maybe some trips or physical items that you've been wanting to manifest. Getting clear on what those things are on the 11/11, 11/22 portal dates will be very supportive for you as well. And it's fun, right? I love, regardless of some people. Okay, so in the spiritual community, some people will say 11/11 is not a portal date and you can't manifest and blah, 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 and it doesn't do anything, right? And then some people will say 11/11 is an incredible day for working with your galactic guides and manifesting the life of your dreams, right? I would rather not be the Debbie Downer, and I would personally rather just go all in on my manifestations, right? What am I gonna lose? What am I gonna lose by writing a fantastic manifestation list on 11/11? I'm not going to lose anything. The people who are who are sour about 11/11, they're going to be the ones that miss out, right? So you do what works for you, but if this makes you feel fun and expansive, then show up for yourself, manifest, work on writing your list, do your shadow work to help you with your manifesting process, and those days will really bring you joy, right? So I hope all of that makes sense. I hope that feels fun and supportive for you. I have a couple of events coming up this month. In my membership, I am doing a call for 11/11. Unfortunately, 11/11 falls on a weekend, and I don't take calls on the weekends. So we will be doing a membership call on Monday, the 13th. To help you anchor in to the 11/11 frequency. So that's going to be super fun and powerful. So I would love to have you there. And I will also be teaching a Starseed workshop on November 16th as well to help you discover your starseed origins, which is going to be so much fun. So make sure you come to that as well. And yeah, it's going to be a fun month of workshops here at Emily the Mystic. And as always, if you feel drawn to work with me, don't hesitate to reach out and we can chat about what would look best for you so that I can help you with your shadow work manifestation journey and get you all set up for success for 2024 and beyond. All right, I hope you enjoy your day. Make sure you comment below it resonated with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.